Hi, this is my review of my experience with Cancun Cosmetic Dentistry and the All-On 4. I'm going to do this in 3 trips. So this is going to be trip 1, and then I will add a second one and a third one, and that way you don't have to watch this all the way through. I'm not a professional video maker, so I apologize if you can't see me the greatest or if I don't speak the most clear. This is not what I do. So my first trip was right after COVID, or right smack in the middle of COVID. It was October of 2020. So I was working with Paula. She's the one that I communicate with. She's the one who organizes when I'm going to come down there and how we're going to be picked up from the airport and all that other stuff. So when we landed, we were met by a person holding up a sign, and they picked us up and they took us to the mall, which is where the clinic is. And it was funny, you know. Paula came running up behind me and scared the crap out of me. So I really love Paula. If it weren't for Paula, I think I would have lost my mind. So so we go upstairs, they take my x-rays, they take my payment, and then they say, you know, we'll see you Monday morning. We had kind of a fiasco finding the hotel. We were wandering around with our luggage and winter clothes on, and it's 80 degrees down there. I came from Michigan, so it was a little bit chilly in October. So we walked around for like an hour and nobody could find our hotel. So that part was interesting. Just make sure when you go down there, you know where you're going, because that was kind of miserable. So anyway, we get there Monday morning. I go in for surgery. Apparently I woke up 3 or 4 times during the surgery, and they said it was always when the drill was going. I believe that they drill, grind down some of the bone. And I think because I am on pain medications for chronic neck and back issues, so I don't think that that their anesthesia was strong enough for me. Now, they did mention on my second or third time down there that they got the okay to up anesthesia so that the same thing didn't happen to other people. So I was kind of out of it, obviously, for the rest of the day. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, I was without teeth. I was pretty miserable. I don't think I really knew what was going on. I was kind of hoping when I got there on Saturday that they would have done a consultation, that the consultation would have said, this is what the surgery involves, this is what's going to happen, this is how you're going to feel, this is what we're going to do on Thursday, this is what we're going to do on Friday. They didn't do any of that. I mean, they were basically like, just show up and here we go. So, like I said, I was a little bit uncomfortable for those 3 days without teeth. But luckily, we stayed in the city, so we just went grocery shopping. And since it was COVID, we got to wear the masks. Otherwise, I would have been pretty miserable and embarrassed. So, you know, I just got myself protein shakes and things like that. Thursday, when I showed up, that is when they fit you for the temporary teeth. So again, they don't tell you what's going on. And your gums are raw and bleeding and swollen. And as you can imagine, all of your teeth have been pulled. So what they have to do is they have to take acrylic. Basically, it smells like a nail salon. That type of acrylic, and form it up against your gums. And so that burns and it gets really hot. So they keep pouring water over it to kind of keep it at a comfortable level. And they have to do that for about 20 minutes. So while they did that, they take it on, take it off, take it on, take it off. I mean, you're pretty miserable. I found out after the fact that you could actually be numbed. I wish they would have told me that ahead of time. They told me that the reason that they don't offer it is because people find that it's more painful to get the shots. I disagree. After an hour of acrylics being, put on, pulled off, put on, pulled off, it was miserable. I wish that I would have had numbing. So take that into consideration. So when they were fitting me for the final time and they had gotten it cooled off enough to let it sit, they're like, okay, sit here for 20 minutes. We'll be back. Well, I happened to pick up my phone and look in the mirror, and I did this, and it was crooked. It was over here. And I'm like, oh my God, my teeth are going to be crooked. The center line is not lined up. So I had to get up and walk around the place and try and find my doctor, who was Maria, who I really, really like. And I had to find her and tell her that my teeth were crooked. So we had to pull them back out again, which was really painful, and start that process all over again. I did not know who Maria was at first. I thought Dr. Herman was the one that was supposed to be working on me the whole time. They didn't tell me otherwise. I just saw his videos. I just assumed that he did it all. He does not. Again, that's fine. I just didn't know. I'm one of those people who really would like to know what the heck is going on and who's going to be working on me and doing what. So if you are the same way, just find out who your doctor is going to be. So Maria fixed those for me, and that was fine. She said, okay, go home or go out to the mall and try and eat. Try and chew on some fish and try and, chew on some chicken. Try some soft food. Well, I just assumed that meant things were going to be fine. Okay, go ahead. Well, when I took a couple bites of food, I was in tears. I was crying. It was miserable. So at this point in time, I'm pretty much freaking out. Everybody warned me not to go down to Mexico and get this done. Dr. Herman was not working on me. I was having some strange woman work on me, and I really didn't know what to expect. I really didn't. Again, I wish that they would have sat down on Saturday and explained the whole thing to me. This is the process. So Thursday, you're going to be really uncomfortable, but we just want to see if you can bite down a little bit, blah, blah, blah. So by this point, Thursday around 5 o'clock, I was freaking out. I had a total panic attack. And I'm like, this is miserable. I'm going home. Like, I think I made the biggest mistake of my life. I want to go home. Matter of fact, so when they redid my teeth, that was the second time, and we did the line. We did the line to make sure that it was even. So again, make sure that you guys line up before you sit, and then you're stuck like that for the next 6 months. So Dr. Herman, they called him in. I think they told him that I was freaking out. He kind of gave me a little bit of an attitude. He kind of put me in my place, which, okay. He kind of did explain things. He explains that he's the one who does the implants, but that the other dentists are the ones that fit you for everything else. I'm like, okay. And he said, just, now is the time to be grateful and thankful. It could be worse. You could have wooden teeth like back in the day with George Washington. And I just let it go. From my point of view, that was never going to happen. I was never going to end up with dentures. Even if I have to spend $50,000 in the States, that's what I would have done. I was not going to go with regular dentures. So for him to tell me that, you know, be grateful because that's what I could have been stuck with, was a little bit bothersome. But anyway, that's that. Friday, I had to do a little bit more. You know, they did some more tweaking, you know, just to make sure that the bite lines up, you know, when you bite down, and make sure that you're not tapping on anything. You go back out, you try to eat something, and then you go back in, and then you tweak it out, and then that's again what happened on Saturday. They just double check and make sure that everything is lined up, and then you're on your way, and you're supposed to come back in about 6 months. So that was my first trip. These are what my teeth look like in the first place. This is what I look like when I came down there. So I had spent thousands, like tens of thousands of dollars on my teeth throughout the years, on braces, on fillings, on root canals, on bridges. My teeth just kept breaking. So this is why I finally decided to get the All-on-4, because I had just got tired of playing the game. So, I guess my point is do your research. If you do come down there, ask for a consultation. Ask for them to explain everything to you every step of the way so that you don't go in blind like I did. When I went home, I was a little more calm. I was still pretty upset. I felt like I made a huge mistake, but there was nothing else I can do about it, and I just have to let it play out. So this is what my temporary teeth look like. So those are pretty nice. I really like them. So, and they just kind of snapped in. They were on a triangle. They're like 3 pegs. There was a peg here, here, and here, and the same down here. A peg, and a peg. And then the teeth snap on, and then they snap on up here. So I really liked the way that they looked in my mouth. My smile looked good. The teeth looked good. I was pretty happy with that. So I'm going to end this one here, and then I'm going to come back and explain trip number 2. You're supposed to only have 2 trips, the temporaries and then the final fitting of the All-on-4. Unfortunately, I had some issues with the tripod and the pegs, so I had to go down for an additional trip. So I will come back with another video, and we will go on from there.